Dr. Donald DeFabio, and welcome to The Natural Way to Better Health and Wellness. Let's face it, most healthy diets are pretty much the same. Lots of fruits and vegetables, lean meat, no processed foods, no fried foods. They're all pretty much the same. However, there's one challenge when you're eating healthy. That's to make it taste good. I mean, if it doesn't taste good, well, what are you going to do? You're not going to eat it. But if it's healthy, it's got to be good for you. We're going to bridge that gap today. My guest is the baker called Biagio Giuliano. Biagio is going to come down and you're going to teach us how to take our normal comfort foods, the foods we love, and make them
healthy, very healthy, and taste good.
That's the key.
Majority is to taste good. So we're going to use basic food that everybody can buy in a local supermarket or local store and make it taste great.
Well, that's the challenge. I mean, just the other day, somebody was in my office and said, the last time I bought a recipe book from a doctor, the food tasted terrible. I'm never going to eat it again.
Oh, well, doctor, with us, they don't have this problem because we're going to make normal food tasting extraordinary, excellent. We're using local produce and
well, now, if it's going to be local produce, if it's going to be things that people can buy local, that means just at their regular store they go shopping at.
Yes.
So they don't have to go to a convenience. They don't have to go to a health food store. They don't have to go to a specialty shop.
No, not necessarily. No, they can just go to a regular store. They can walk around the aisle and.
So it's a matter of knowing what they need to buy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Pretty much.
But then, if you have the food, where does the preparation come in? Because anybody can go buy the healthy food, then it tastes terrible. So how are we going to keep the taste?
Well, we're going to keep the taste with a little bit of seasoning. We're going to use some of the seasoning, and we're going to demonstrate them new techniques, what they can do. So simplicity, I believe it's the key to success product.
Okay, so we want to keep it simple. We want to keep the ingredients healthy.
Healthy, yes.
Now, you mentioned seasoning. Everyone's going to jump all over us and say, okay, that means no salt, and without salt it tastes terrible. How are we going to answer that?
Well, we're going to use a little bit of sea salt.
Sea salt. Well, why sea salt?
Well, sea salt doesn't have no sodium. It's low in sodium. And
well, the other variables in sea salt, when they just dry the seawater.
Exactly.
The purified seawater, of course.
Seawater,
it's clean seawater.
Clean seawater, purified, right?
But it also has all the minerals in there. So you get potassium with it, as well as the sodium for the flavor. And you're also going to get magnesium.
Right.
And that's when people really run into trouble, is when they find out that they're just taking the sodium without all the other minerals that it is normally found within nature. So that's one of the things we can start to talk about. A little bit of sea salt's okay. Too much of anything we gotta be careful with, but a little bit of sea salt's okay.
Great.
So we're gonna start off with 3 dishes today.
Yes.
Now, I want to make a pasta dish. Can we make a pasta dish that's healthy?
Sure, we can try to make a pasta dishes using a gluten-free pasta.
Okay.
And we maybe, for the coating, maybe we'll use garbanzo beans.
All right, some beans, good source of protein. All right.
With a little bit extra virgin olive oil.
All right.
And some onions, a little bit of salt and pepper.
Sounds pretty good to me.
And we have the dish.
All right, so we're gonna make some pasta now, and then we're gonna follow up with meat. Gotta have some meat. What kind of meat?
Well, meat, probably we're gonna do a chicken.
That's safe.
Okay,
that's
so
good.
we're gonna do a grilled chicken bruschetta.
Wow, a bruschetta.
Grilled chicken.
Okay.
Chopped up fresh tomatoes, a little bit of onions again.
Okay.
Drizzle olive oil,
All
topped
right.
with fresh mozzarella cheese.
All right.
And
sounds pretty good, but I gotta have my dessert. You're gonna give me some dessert?
What,
I gotta have
dessert?
some dessert, a little
Sure,
dolce here.
absolutely. Dessert.
From the baker.
Yeah, we're gonna use a very simple thing. We're gonna use a yogurt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skim milk yogurt.
So-
And we're gonna dress with some berries.
You know, it sounds fantastic. Now, my challenge to you is I want you to be able to get those foods at the local store and come back and let's make it. So I just challenge you. Can you handle that?
Absolutely, let's deal.
All right, you got it. All right, I'm Dr. Donald DeFabio, Biagio the baker. He's with me, but he's going shopping. We'll be right back.
Are you or your child at risk because of the weight of your handbag or backpack? Could be, says Dr. David De Oliveira of the not-for-profit Foundation for Chiropractic Progress. He explains.
Heavy bags can strain your back, arms, neck, and shoulders. That's why handbags should weigh only a pound or 2, and backpacks no more than 10 to 15% a child's own weight.
If you do develop pain, a chiropractor should be consulted for evaluation and treatment. Learn more at yes2chiropractic.com.
Well, welcome back to the show, and Biagio, welcome back. You went shopping.
I'm back. See?
All right, well,
soon, faster.
What did you get? What did you get?
Well, we got the local product that we talk about.
Okay, so we're going to start with some pasta.
Start with some pasta.
Got to have our pasta first.
So
Now,
we have our chicken.
and our chicken.
We have the biscotti for the dessert.
Oh, can I take these right now? I'll
yes.
take those. I'm going to put those right by me.
We have some chickpeas.
Chickpeas,
Fresh
okay.
Chickpeas,
Onions.
some chopped up tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Basil.
Nice.
Some fresh mozzarella, Doc.
All right, very nice,
Mozzarella.
very nice.
And we got the yogurt.
Very nice.
For your dessert.
I want the I enjoy my sweets. So we are going to talk about how we can have our sweets and make them healthy, but we're also going to talk about a complete menu here. We're going to have a little bit of pasta, we're going to have a little bit of protein, and then we're going to have some dessert. The only thing we're not going to put in tonight is salad. Why? You can handle a salad, okay? So we'll be talking about some healthy twists on a salad, but it's already healthy. So that's an easy one. We want to take the ones a little bit more challenging.
Yes.
So let's start with this pasta. How are we going to make this pasta a little bit more interesting? Now, you mentioned to use a gluten-free pasta.
Yes, we are going to use a gluten-free pasta.
Now it's going to taste like paste, right?
Not necessarily. Depends on the pasta how it is made. So
Okay.
our pasta that we're going to use, it's made with corn and rice.
Ordinary rice.
Ordinary rice.
Okay.
So it's got a little bit pasta texture. And
Got it.
also be able to, it's a little bit different. So when you taste it, you let me know.
All right, I can do that. All right. So we're going to start off with something to appeal to our viewers that may be gluten-free. All right, so that's
Right.
great.
Well,
okay.
also, it's we try to cut down the calories.
Exactly.
So we use as less calories.
And there's a lot of problem with wheat as well. So where do we start? So
we're gonna start boiling some pasta.
all right. So we get the fire going
We're
here.
gonna get the fire going.
Now this type of pasta cooks about the same amount of time as a regular pasta.
a regular pasta, yes, between 5 to 7 minutes at the most.
Okay, got it.
So you
what
don't
about al dente?
Right, exactly. You don't want your pasta to get too mushy, or otherwise it become like a glue. So as soon 7 minutes goes by, we drain the pasta and we're toasting over here. So we have the water going, and at the same time we are
right.
going to start to make the sauce. So we're going to use some of the oil. We're going to use a olive oil infused with omega-3. Is that correct, Doc?
Excellent. He's learning. If you notice, Biagio said we're using olive oil infused with omega-3 oils. Now, olive oil is a good oil. It's okay to use olive oil. However, omega-3 fatty acids are anti-inflammatory. They suppress inflammation in your body. So anywhere you can get omega-3s into your diet is great, and this is a perfect way to do it. It'll not only give you a nice flavor from the olive oil, but now it's taking something that is good for you, healthy, but making it even healthier. And that's going to be a common theme you're going to be hearing from us about omega-3 oils. So we have some olive
So we're going
oil.
to start some with olive oil. We're going to put some olive oil inside the pan.
Nice hot pan.
Nice hot pan. See a
Okay.
little smoking going. And we're going to put a little bit of onions inside.
Now, when we're cooking with onions, do we want to use a Spanish onion, use the Vidalia onion? Does it make a difference?
Any type of onions that you really
like.
like it.
Okay.
It does not make as
So there isn't a
much
flavor
as different.
profile that we really need here.
No, not as much. See, the onions start going, so we're going to caramelize a little bit the onions.
And also what's really neat, onions are very good when it comes for your digestion when they're cooked a little bit. Raw is not so tough. When you cook them, they have a nice quality to them that actually helps with your gallbladder. So it's actually a good thing to add to your diet.
Okay.
Now, as we're cooking on this, do we have to worry about the temperature on the oil?
Well, yes,
Can it get too hot?
It will get too hot. So the best part it is to bring it a little bit hot and reduce the heat.
Got it.
And using the heat that creates from the pot to complete caramelize the onions. If you see, it's already starting the process.
So we want them a little brown, or you just want them translucent?
Yep, a little translucent, a little bit brown. A little bit of brown, it's perfect. So with that,
Now the
we're going to
go ahead.
pour our garbanzo beans.
Also called cecchis, right?
Ceci, absolutely, ceci. So we're going to put the ceci in.
Now cecchis can come raw, they can come soaked, they can come salted, they can come pre-cooked.
Also, pre-cooked in a box, much easier. You
Yeah.
just go to the store, it's already done. You don't have to do anything with that. So
It smells great. So from the garbanzo beans, we're getting a nice protein source, okay?
Right.
And now we can also start thinking about what's called the glycemic index. When there's a lot of sugar in a food, it makes your blood sugar jump really high. That also creates inflammation. So if we can monitor some of that, that will take a food that may not be normally as healthy, making it healthier by lowering that glycemic index. And garbanzos are a great way to do that.
see, Doc?
Wow.
So we smush it up a little bit. If you can see, there is not too much oil. The garbanzo will absorb all the oil. With that, we're going to add a little bit of the pasta water that we're going to use as a base. Because, you know, we want the base a little bit.
Okay, so we're actually creating a sauce.
We're creating a sauce.
A little oil, a little garlic, and then mushing up the garbanzos. That's great. Very
See?
creative.
Now, see it start to purify. You can see the stuff. And it become like almost like a creamy. See?
Yeah, I got it. So now we're just gonna let those break down.
Break it down a little bit. And we are going to, as soon as the water is boiling, we are going to put pasta.
Got it, got it. The garbanzos and the onions, a little bit of pepper, a
A little
little
bit of pepper, a little bit of salt.
Okay, so we're using that sea salt we talked
gonna
about
use the
before.
sea salt.
Now, does this take a black pepper? Does this take a red pepper?
Black peppers, you know, natural you find in the store. Or you can, if you like it really hot, you can use a flake, you know, chili flake. Also is very good.
Wow, look at that.
See,
That's really
doctor, see how
creamy.
creamy got.
That's nice.
Okay, so we mantecare, as they say in Italy, we mantecare the ceci.
Okay, just
We
breaking it up.
mantecare, we're breaking it up.
Breaking it up.
And try to create the creaminess from the natural product. See, with a little bit of oil, a little bit of oil.
You know,
Doc?
it's starting to look almost like a cream sauce.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah. That's what we
fantastic.
want. So we break it down. No, with a little bit of spoon. That's it.
So Biagio, you're stirring this up nicely. I don't know how you did it, but you
Right,
got the
nice
pasta
and
in.
creamy.
The
Yeah,
magic
the
of
magic.
TV, I tell you. So the pasta's been cooking 7 minutes.
Right.
It's al dente, firm to the teeth.
See-
Now what do we do?
See, doctor, how nice it holds?
Yeah, that's
it really
nice. It's
expanded
not-
like a regular
Boy,
pasta.
I'm looking forward to tasting
Okay.
that because usually these gluten-free pastas turn to mush. You know,
well-
so I'd like to see what it's like.
We are going to taste it right now. So there's two things. You can drain, use a regular colander to drain, or in this case, you know, we need a little bit extra water, so we're going to use a
Because the water's kind of the sauce almost.
Exactly.
Because of the ceci beans are thick, so you need that little bit of extra water.
And
wow.
there we go, Doc.
This is
so
great.
here we have, see how nice and creamy,
Wonderful.
nice and simple. So with that,
Great. Okay,
we're
plate
going to
me
put a
up.
little bit of cheese.
A little bit. Okay. Now,
Put a
if somebody
little
was
bit of
on a
cheese.
salt-restricted diet, you can avoid the cheese. You don't have to put that in.
Right.
All right. Because that's going to be regular salt. That's not going to be the sea salt
Gonna
that's
put
healthy.
a little bit of basil. It's
can't go
always
wrong with
nice.
basil.
Oh yeah,
Can't
it
go wrong with
brings you know
basil.
nice flavor to it.
You know, that would be my favorite.
And,
If I could be any
See, look how
herb,
nice
I'd
and
be basil.
creamy.
Oh,
See the
man.
creaminess?
That's gorgeous.
Huh? Look at that.
That's
There we go,
gorgeous.
Doc. And now we're gonna plate.
So, you know, the best part about this is I get to make sure he makes it taste good. All right, so here we are. Our first dish is gluten-free pasta with ceci beans, basils, and onion.
Bon appetit. How was it,
man.
Doctor?
That's great. That's really good. I love the basil. Nice flavor. Excellent. Biagio, it's a start, but you know something? You got to make me a chicken dish, and then you got to make me a dessert, and then we'll see if this is just a one-shot wonder.
Okay, let's
I'm Dr.
go.
Donald DeFabio,
And I'm Biagio the baker.
and we'll be right back with our next dish.
Former San Francisco 49ers star receiver Jerry Rice says part of the credit for his recent induction into the Football Hall of Fame belongs to his chiropractor.
My first experience with chiropractic care was right before the 49ers were to play the Bengals in Super Bowl 23. A couple of our players were injured, and a chiropractor turned things around.
Rice is now a spokesperson for the not-for-profit Foundation for Chiropractic Progress. More information is at chiropractic.org.
Welcome back to the show, and boy, that corn rice pasta was really good. It had texture. You know, and Biagio, I got to compliment you on that, because my concern was I've had lots of rice pasta, I've had lots of gluten-free pasta,
But
and
nothing
it's
like that,
mush,
Doc, right?
So that
Right.
it had a really nice texture, the corn and the rice. So good call.
Thank
You
you.
passed the first test. Now our commitment to our viewers is to make a meat dish that's
meat
healthy.
dish, right.
We're
So
going to do chicken.
chicken, right.
So let's
So-
start with a chicken bruschetta. That was
Chicken
the
bruschetta,
throwdown.
that's right, chicken bruschetta. So we went to the local store and we buy already chicken already grilled, or you can grill yourself. In this, previously we did grill our own chicken.
You're
but,
allowed to
you know,
grill your own chicken.
Right, right.
But again,
you know,
it's
you
about
can get
making it easy for people.
Easier, right.
Okay.
Easier, and this way, you know, healthy every day.
And if you are grilling it yourself, you're in control of your spices. So if you want to stay away from salt, you want to stay away from sugar, you want to stay away from black pepper because it bothers you, or garlic, if you grill your own, you can. If you're buying it at the store pre-grilled, you don't
You
know what
have-
you're getting
right,
on
exactly.
it. It will save time, it will save effort, but you don't know
But-
what you're getting.
exactly.
So that is where the health
So
points
the
there.
key is grill your own. Get
Exactly.
a normal chicken, it doesn't take as long, a couple minutes on the grill, and that's it.
And it can come filleted though already.
Exactly.
That saves a big time.
Absolutely.
All right, so we have the chicken,
So
it's
we
ready
have
to
the
go.
chicken, so we're gonna heat our pot over here, and we are going to remove the cover, and again, we are going to use
Olive oil.
Olive oil.
With the omega-3s
With
in
the
it. But you can
omega-3.
use a plain olive oil. You know, what you don't want to use is a canola oil or a peanut oil or a safflower seed oil.
So we have that, it's very hot, so we are going to put a little bit of onions in there. So we
Great.
have that going. And at the
Excellent.
same time, to create, because we're not gonna use again any other butter or dairy product or not, so we're gonna toss it in the tomato.
Right.
So this way we try to get the juice from fresh chopped up tomato.
Wonderful. Now, you said bruschetta.
Right.
When people think bruschetta, they think bread. I don't
Well-
see any bread.
Well,
You're
no.
a baker. What's wrong? Come on.
Well, but we try to keep healthy and taste good.
Okay.
So we have the bruschetta concept as for the tomato and the chicken, but without the bread.
Well, good job, Biagio. Good job. So far you're batting 100. That's what we like to see.
So here we go.
All right, so it's the concept of the bruschetta.
That's
So
the
that's
concept
really
of the
excellent.
bruschetta.
I love it.
So we're going to have a little bit of a seasoning again. So we're going to
basil.
throw a little bit of basil.
Can't go wrong.
No, cannot go wrong with basil. A little bit of salt, sea salt.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much. A little bit of pepper. Touch of pepper. And
Boy.
we are just try to mash the tomato that creates a little bit of
A little bit of a
juice.
sauce, a little bit of a juice going.
sauce. Right.
Excellent, excellent.
In this case, it will not be bad to use a little bit of water. So I happen to have a bottle of water over here. So we're going to have a little bit
Now,
of
you
water.
know, we're using fresh tomatoes.
We're using fresh tomatoes.
Does a plum tomato, in your experience, make a difference than a beefsteak tomato? What's your personal preference?
Well, personally, a plum tomato, it will be good to cooking. A beef steak tomato round one, it's always nice for salad. It's more chewy, more
Has
harder.
more body. Yeah, has more body.
So,
This just has to cook a little bit
so
more
it's
if it's
gotta
a beef
cook a little
steak.
bit more, but because it's a bruschetta, it's supposed to be also crunchy. So because we don't have the bread, so we use that type of tomato.
Got it. See, there you go. Another good tip. All right, I like that.
So here
I
we
like
go,
that.
Doc. So we're going to have the chicken.
Now, that's already been cooked.
That's already been cooked, so we put the chicken inside.
All right, now let's see if we can get a nice picture of that. Wow, that really looks great. Now we have another piece of chicken to go in there, Biagio?
Right, we're gonna put another piece of chicken back, right over like that. We're gonna try to scoop out a little bit of tomatoes. And at the same time, we are
Boy.
going to put some of the fresh mozzarella that previously I was showing you about. So a
Look at
little
that, you
bit of
went and
fresh
got it at the
mozzarella.
local store.
That's right.
That's great.
A little bit of mozzarella, as you see, we don't put too much salt over not because the mozzarella has got a little bit of salt as well.
See, you don't always have to add all the extra salt because you're getting it from other ingredients,
exactly.
all right? And so where do we get it from here? We're getting it from the mozzarella, a touch of sea salt earlier, getting some nice minerals. And we're gonna have a bruschetta without the bread. I mean,
That's
isn't
right,
that
bruschetta
great?
without
I
the
mean,
bread.
I love it. I love it. I mean, and bread isn't bad, but it's not every part of the dish. We avoided the wheat in the first dish. Now we're able to get some nice flavor here. and then we're going to finish up with a dessert as well. So now,
That's
why
it.
did you cover this?
Well, I covered to create a little bit of steam. If you can see there's a lot of steam going on. If you can see the lid get all watered down. So it helps to make the mozzarella a little bit gooey.
Got it.
Bit gooey.
Gives it some body.
Some body, right. So it breaks down and it will be a nice bruschetta without the bread.
I like that. I like that. See, it's all about getting you to think a little bit differently about your foods. It's all about taking ingredients that are healthy, but keeping them that way. And don't let them get adulterated, so to speak, and creating something that's not healthy. So this is really creative.
Sit back, smell, look at that. Can you see it?
Oh man,
look at the
that's
mozzarella
great.
got really whoozy.
Well, listen, I'm getting a plate right now. Where are the plates? I'm on plate detail.
Here we go.
I'm on plate detail. Load me up. Come on.
Oh, and now we have a nice tomato bruschetta chicken. Okay, we are going to finish that with a little bit of juice, and we are going to put a little bit of basil. Well, you can use chopped up basil, but in this case we go like that.
Boy, what a dish.
There
Look
we
at that. Gentlemen, can you get a picture of that? That is just fabulous. Well, 2 for 2, Biagio.
2 for 2,
I
Doc.
tell you,
One
you're looking
more.
good. Sounds good. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, after we have a little bit of chicken, we're going to talk about dessert and make something healthy for dessert, because you got to have that little bit of sweet too. From
Absolutely.
the doctor,
And the baker.
we'll be right back.
A healthier you can be a lot easier to achieve than you think. Often the most effective way to improve your health is to make consistent, small, positive changes. According to experts at the Foundation for Chiropractic Progress, it's best to try to balance your diet, emphasizing fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and beans, reducing or eliminating your intake of harmful foods like sugar, soda, fats, and processed foods. Drink plenty of water, especially in the hot summer months. And remember, a nutritious breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You don't have to run a marathon to shape up. Just do some form of exercise regularly. Aim for 20 to 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. Learn how to stretch properly, walk with supportive shoes, and lift some light weights. Attitude matters too. Staying optimistic can lead to greater success in a goal of a healthier you. Chiropractors are experts on wellness and can offer lifestyle advice. For more tips, visit yes2chiropractic.com.
Wow, we had some great chicken. I had some great pasta that really held its shape and its flavor. I love it. And novel, a bruschetta without bread. Biagio, you're doing really well. I'm very excited. You know, I gave you a throwdown. You're a baker.
Right, doctor.
That's your
I'm a baker,
background.
right, exactly.
Okay.
I'm a baker.
By the way, where is your bakery?
Well, 239 Main Avenue in Sterling,
All right.
New Jersey. Yeah,
So
we have
people need you, they can come get you in Sterling, New
Absolutely,
Jersey.
they can get
All right, well, that's
stuff
where
in Sterling.
Biagio's can be found. But seriously, you're a baker. So I want my dessert. I want my dolce. But it's got to be healthy.
Well,
So, you know,
For
where
you,
are we
Doc,
going?
We made an extra healthy dessert. Very simple,
I love
very
that concept.
easy. So we are starting with some fresh blueberry.
Wow.
See? We are going to put the blueberry right here in the center of the plate. Try to make as pretty, right, for the TV.
Well, you know, you eat with your eyes too, don't you?
That's true, Doc.
I mean, my father always used to say that it can't just be the flavor, it's got to
No,
look good.
it's gotta
Because if it
look
doesn't look good, now we have another problem, Biagio. It's got to look good, it's got to taste good, and it's got to be healthy.
Right. So we're gonna try to make healthy. I think we are achieving that.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's a matter to make it look good.
All right.
Some
So
blueberries.
blueberries are great. They're high in antioxidants. They're great for your heart, and really excellent. So what's this? A little
Well,
bit
this
of
is a little bit,
mascarpone?
no, doctor. This is yogurt.
Wow.
Fat-free yogurt. skim
Fat-free,
milk,
wonderful.
Right?
Like a-
infused with a little bit of vanilla.
Perfect.
Vanilla. Pure
Perfect. So
vanilla
you
beans.
don't get the sugar that way.
Right.
And I hope it's one of those Greek fat-free yogurts, because then it's
Yeah,
high protein.
as a matter of fact,
you know, I
it
got to
is.
work. I got to work on my muscle mass. But there we go. So we're getting
we
some
go, Doc.
protein again. We're getting some fresh berries, high in antioxidants. I mean,
And
I could eat that just the way it
To
is.
finish,
Ah,
we
biscotti.
put biscotti.
With an those are almond
Those
or
are
hazelnut.
almond biscotti, doctor.
Almond, again,
Almond biscotti.
almonds are high in omega-3 fatty acids, something that's anti-inflammatory, and biscotti, relative to let's say a pignoli cookie,
Right.
how much sugar in a biscotti relative to a pignoli cookie would you
Well,
say?
it's a little bit less, probably a 50% less.
A little bit less. That's a lot less.
Yes, 50%.
So you're getting a little bit of a sweet, but not nearly as much as it could be.
It could be, exactly.
All right.
And if to finish, just to make it really, really nice, we just gonna
Wow.
put some shaved chocolate over.
Perfect. And again, Biagio, you outdid yourself.
And then
Dark
you have
chocolate,
dark
high in
chocolate.
antioxidants.
Yeah.
You know, it's also been shown to increase serotonin levels. But we'll talk about that in another
Well,
show.
that's-
You know? Wow, there you go. So it is a kind of like a twist on a tart, I guess. You
Yes,
know, like a
without
fruit
the
tart.
shell, without the shell, we have the cookies. Now you can have the cookies, or you can eat everything up with a spoon. As a matter of fact, let me get you a spoon.
Wow, that's great. Excellent. So, Biagio, we've done a lot today. Okay,
Good.
I'm gonna eat this in a second, but we've done a lot today. We've shown that first of all, it doesn't take a lot of fancy ingredients to eat healthy. Correct?
Correct,
Hey, look, there's your
correct.
first call.
That's it.
I tell you already,
That's it.
we're a success on the first show. That's great. So it didn't take a lot of fancy ingredients. These are
No.
all things that are readily accessible.
Right.
That you found
find
at
at
the
the
local
regular
store.
store, exactly.
Right, so that's number one. Number two, convenience. I
Very
mean,
convenient,
this was
right?
very easy to cook.
Very easy.
Didn't take a lot of,
Not at
didn't
all.
need a double boiler
No,
or
very easy.
beignet or anything weird.
Very easy, and every way you look at it, even in a cost effect.
How's that?
Well, tomato doesn't cost too much money, and onions, it's pretty cheap. A piece of chicken doesn't cost a lot, and
Now, that was interesting. I just had a call today, just today. Someone said, I want to start eating healthier, but it's going to cost me too much money. God's honest truth. It doesn't have to be. And,
no,
and
it
you're in
doesn't
the
mean
industry.
we just show them, we just prove them that it's very easy to create something with not too much money, healthy and easy. It takes a little bit of effort to put stuff on a pan, the couple pans on a stove and whatnot, but with less than 30 minutes, you can have a completely dinner.
Wow, that's great. I mean, it's fantastic. You get everything from your sweets, to your pastas. So it really can fix everybody's flavor taste buds that they're looking for.
Right, that's what we try to achieve with this new technique of cuisine.
Now, a lot of good information. We want to make sure that people grasp the fact that they can do this at home on their own and eat healthy. Any closing tips for our viewers on how to embrace a healthy lifestyle?
Well, start with healthy food, local food, hormonal-free food, and you know what I'm talking about. That's your job. My job is just to make this good.
Well, you're going to make it look good too, but Biagio's
Absolutely.
right. I mean, my job today is to help you realize that you can take everyday foods and make them healthy. Those comfort foods that you love, those foods that you don't want to give up, you can still eat them in a healthy way and
Tastes good.
that's right, keep the taste going in. I'm Dr. Donald DeFabio, the doctor, and
I'm Biagio the baker,
we're here to help you eat better, stay healthy longer.
and taste better.
All right,
Thank you,
Biagio,
Doc.
it's good seeing you.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much for your time.